Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Namaha Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, good morning to everybody. Good evening. So we are in the third class of this Bhagavad Gita course. Assuming that all of you have been keeping up with the classes, either offline or online like this. So we've been talking about what are called Purusharthas. Purusharthaha. What is a human being seeking? This is what we are analyzing. So we know that we are seeking a lot of things, so many things in this world, relationships and assets and possessions. We have so many possessions, but we are further analyzing it, and we brought it down into firstly 3 categories: artha, security; kama, pleasures; and dharma. You can say roughly dharma, difficult to translate into English. Ethics, not complete. Righteousness may be okay, but not complete. Dharma is dharma. So dharma is doing what is to be done at any given time, which is different from person to person. These 3 we discussed. And then we said, what is moksha? So this word moksha, all of us familiar with in our culture. Anybody who is born in the culture has heard about moksha. And so we came up with a definition. Instead of saying, I want to be happy all the time, instead of saying, I want to be happy all the time, we are changing the definition. We are saying, I want to be free from seeking. I want to be free from seeking. Because any seeking, whether it is artha or kama, any seeking seems to be endless, seems to go in, it's a touch and go, seems to keep me whole sometimes and then makes me vulnerable another time. So I buy a car and I feel happy, it makes me secure, but then I realized, oh my God, maintaining this car, I need to do more pujas to maintain this car. Because then 6 months comes and 3 months comes and they say you must change the oil and you must do this. And I say, okay, I'll change the oil. Then the time passes on. And then afterwards, more and more problems. And I get stuck in the middle of the road and then I become insecure. So this security and artha and kama are like that. That is the nature. And so we have changed the definition of moksha to be freedom from insecurity and freedom from being displeased. This is how we are saying it. So last time we talked about artha, security being fleeting. The word fleeting, if some of you don't understand what it is, it means it comes and goes. Fleeting is a word in English which means it doesn't seem to last long. Just comes and then seems to last some time and then gone. Then I must do something else to become secure, to become pleased. So we said that artha was fleeting. We were beginning to say that kama, when you analyze it, pleasure, any form of pleasure, is also fleeting. So it is fleeting because the same object doesn't give me the pleasure it gave me when I first acquired it. The cell phone was a joy to keep, but now the cell phone is hanging. They say it's hanging. They say it is making calls automatically. So who wants our cell phone to keep calling people automatically? So that is the nature of this particular cell phone. And pleasure also. Pleasure, I seek something and I used to enjoy all the sweets, and now the sweets don't give me as much happiness, which is good. If a sweet doesn't give you happiness, it is fine. You don't lose much. That's a good thing actually. And the balloons I used to love, these days I don't. Balloons have no place in my life. So the object of pleasure and object of artha keep on changing. Neither does the same object give me the same sense of security or pleasure. So this, I think, is very clear. And even if Bhagavan comes, hey, I'm so pleased with all your prayers. You're doing so much service to society. And he comes and says, what do you want? And then I have to first ask him, prove to me, show me your identity card. Prove to me that you are Krishna. Because I have my doubts, right? Because I'm a doubting Thomas. I keep on doubting everything. So first God has to prove to me that he is God. And then afterwards some transaction happens. Then I am convinced, oh, you must be Krishna. And so like this life goes on. And then I go to heaven. And then heaven also, they say heaven God is there. And life will be great. You will be sitting in front of God. And Narayana is there with all his charm and all his, Ananta Shayana is there. And then suddenly he gets up and he shows all this Sankha Chakra and all. And then you're so amazed. And this goes on for some time. After that, what will you do? You'll ask the neighbor, do they give you coffee here or not? Right? Because this is the buddhi is like that. Because how long can you see the Sankha Chakra? How long can you see this Ananta Shayana? You need some break. And so, pleasure becomes fleeting. This boredom is always there. So, I become displeased with myself. And I say, I'm bored. I want to go out for a walk. Let's take a break. Let's go to these waterfalls, Kutralam waterfalls. Let's go to Pondicherry, like this they say. Or let's go to Grand Canyon. That going to this place is to do what? Tell me. What does it do to go to a different place? I can relax. And we've been bored here. We've been working hard. So let's relax. That's good. I think one should relax. and one needs that time off. But essentially, when we come to Vedanta, what we say is, I am displeased with myself, so I can expose myself to a different environment, a different place, a different set of people, so that I can, that set of people, that place, that scene, that canyon can please me. I want somebody to please me. This is the idea. So I have to deal with my displeased self, or this displeased self. And when I am displeased with myself, I need to do something to change the situation. This is how it is. So we said last time, with security and pleasure, I am displeased with myself. Without this artha and kama, there is no way I can please myself, I can become pleased. Therefore, we said the only possibility, or the Shastra encourages us to think about this possibility, that maybe this so-called security and pleasure that you're talking about, that ananda, the security you're seeking, is your own nature. Perhaps you are already secure. You're already an embodiment of security. Really? Embodiment of security? Embodiment of ananda? Then why I'm not happy all the time? If my nature is ananda, I must be happy all the time. Yeah, this is why we study Vedanta. This is the question, this is the crux. So Vedanta says, there is no reason for you to be displeased. This is a bold statement, opening statement of Vedanta. There's really no reason for you to say you are unhappy. Very bold. It's a very bold statement because I have a list of things to do, and I have so many frustrations. Big list is there, and Vedanta is making a statement which I don't know what to do. I can't accept, but I can't reject also, because we have ShraddHa in the Vedas, and the Vedas seems to say something, and I have also analyzed life, and I think, having analyzed life the way we have done, there seems to be something I'm missing out on. And I want to encourage this possibility that my nature is not understood by me. This possibility, we grant this possibility to the Vedas, and we surrender to the Vedas and say, teach me, tell me more about this. This is how we get into the study of Bhagavad Gita or Upanishads. The Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads are texts meant for us only. It is supposed to give me something. So it is not some esoteric text that is meant for some people, that is meant for people who know Sanskrit, and other people, it's not like that. Because all of us are seeking the same thing. So now, when the Bhagavad Gita says there is no reason for you to be displeased, this is not belief. There are two things we need to keep in mind. One is something called belief. The other is something called jnanam, knowledge. Let's talk about a couple of examples. Knowledge. 2 plus 3, I ask you, what is it? You say it is 5. 2 plus 3 is 5. It's a piece of knowledge. It's a fact. It's a fact nobody can refute. You are welcome to say 2 plus 3 is something else like 4.9. But that wouldn't be correct. Because that is a statement of fact. And the fact reveals itself, and there is no way I can decide what 2 plus 3 is. 2 plus 3 is 5, period, and it's up to me to understand that equation. And the child goes to school and year after year studies, and finally one fine day it comes home and says, Amma, teacher taught me addition. What is addition? I'll tell you what it is. And then it starts writing and it begins to understand. This is knowledge. Keep that in one side. So everything we have learned in school and college, which we have studied, we have written exams, and everything we have accepted as the laws of this universe are all in the realm of knowledge. We call it jnanam. It is all something that is already given. Those laws are not decided by me, and it is all given. I have understood them, and so that is called knowledge. Only thing left for me is to understand what it is. Now, the other side is called belief. What is belief? Belief is that, so let's give an example before talking about a definition and things like that. Belief. You take something as true without evidence. Without evidence. You believe somebody. You have an acquaintance and the person is now known to you. And now the person says, it's very common in India, please give me 1,000 rupees. I need some expenses. A husband became ill. I need to take him to the doctor, etc. And so, can you please loan me 1,000 rupees? This is very common. Now, what do you have to do? Now you have to decide. Do I have 1,000 rupees to give or not? That you have to decide. If I have that 1,000 rupees, then I have to decide if this person is believable. Will the person return the money back? There's no guarantee. There's nothing written anywhere. You just, based on trust, you have to make that decision. That is called belief. Belief is that which you accept as true. The person says, I will give it to you back in 1 month. Salary, I will get a salary in a month. I will give it to you back. I believe that, or I need not believe that. That choice is up to me. That is called belief. That is called belief. You go to you're driving your car, you stop at the red signal. You stop at the red signal, after some 35 seconds, the signal becomes green. And now you start to move. Now here is a big belief. What is the belief? Very important. The belief is the signal lights are working. All 4 sides, the lights are working. That is belief number 1. Correct? Belief number 2, when I see green, they all see red. Belief number 2. Belief. Why? Because I don't see the red. Remember, I don't see the red. Therefore, I can only believe the other side is red. Belief number 3, when a person sees the red, they will stop. That is belief number 3. Belief number 3. It's very clear it is belief, because there are times when people just go this way. Accidents happen. Why? If everybody follows their rules, there won't be any accidents. And so somebody, it's Friday night, and it's 11 o'clock in the night, 11:30. He's just come out of the bar and he is driving. And so he doesn't see red. He sees a lot of lights, you know. So because they've had Bud Light, and so they see a lot of lights, and red is one of the lights. So look at that belief. You get up in the morning, you open the faucet, and you're happy because you believe everything will run. You believe the electricity will be there. You believe water will be there for you to wash your face. All belief only. Only when the water flows, then only your belief is turned into knowledge. Okay, water is there. So belief means accepting something as true without evidence. Tomorrow, I have a program to attend and I'm planning. That's a big belief that tomorrow I will be alive. No guarantee that we will be alive tomorrow. So belief. This is a very big belief. Our entire life goes on belief, runs on belief. Plus knowledge is always there. So belief or attitude also you can say sometimes, and then knowledge on the other side. Two things are there. In one case, you accept something as true when there is no evidence. Okay, no evidence. For you, there is no evidence. Okay. For me, there is no evidence. I still accept it as true. In the other side, there is knowledge. Fact. So when Vedanta says there is no reason for you to be displeased, is it belief or is it knowledge? Okay. Very big difference. There's a big wall between belief and knowledge. They're two different things altogether. I can always believe a lot of things, and we do believe a lot of things, and we can be proved wrong, we can be proved right. All this is fine. We are welcome to believe things or not believe things. Is this statement the Vedanta makes a belief or knowledge? So what we say is, it is the responsibility of the Vedanta to prove this statement. Proof will come only when there is a fact. Proof is necessary only when there is a fact to be unfolded, correct? Fact to be unfolded. So all of you are educated, so we can say, if somebody says Pythagoras theorem, a square plus b square is equal to c square, if they say, it is a statement, it can be proved. Can be proved. And indeed, the teacher proves that in class, and then the student gets the knowledge of that. That equation of the right angle triangle. And recently, we know very well that this Baudhayana wrote this theorem several hundred years before Pythagoras. And so, it should actually be called Baudhayana theorem. I wrote a little article on that. And he's written this theorem as a shloka. In our culture, what's amazing is all this come in the form of shlokas for us to, I suppose it's a big gift for humanity. I think we need to understand this culture better. So anyway, knowledge, belief. So this statement of Vedanta, which we are trying to learn, is in the category of knowledge, not in the category of belief. The Vedas also says Narayana is in Vaikuntha. Is that knowledge or belief? You have to think about it. Narayana is in Vaikuntha. Knowledge means it can be proved. So Narayana is in Vaikuntha, if they say, I have ShraddHA in the Vedas, therefore I accept whatever it says is true. And it says I have many births also. And after this Janma, I look around and say, is this Vaikuntha? First question. And the answer people seem to conclude that no, this cannot be Vaikuntha. Because I don't think this Swarga, this heaven can be like this. This is all this pollution and all that. All these dirty roads and all that. I don't think Swarga, heaven can be like this. Because we've been given all these ideas, right? Swarga means, you must be floating. You shouldn't even need shoes and all these things. I'll be floating and music all over all the time, and multi-channel music and all that should be there. The Amar Chitrakatha comics and all they put clouds, Indra means they will show clouds. So immediately the child gets the idea somewhere up there. Upar dekho. So the Vedas, when it makes a statement like that, We are welcome to accept it, but it is called belief. After I go to heaven, then I can say, oh, so I come to Vaikuntha. See, look, Narayana is there. Oh, the Vedas said the right thing. And I can, then it becomes knowledge for me. But until then, it's a belief. Don't say, Jaykumarji, what do you mean? You are a Vedic person. You are saying it is belief? My goodness. What happened to your devotion? You must say, Narayana is in Vaikuntha. You must say, you must assert it. It is Shraddha in the Vedas that makes us say that. And there is nothing wrong because I can't disprove it. Look at this. I can't disprove it and I can't prove it. So that is fine. We are welcome to accept it. And I don't lose anything by accepting that statement that Narayana is in Vaikuntha and Shiva is in Kailas. Nothing, I don't lose anything. And I can enjoy this culture and I can help myself with what it offers. But understand belief very clearly, understand knowledge very clearly. These two things we can't mix up. In life, we have to be clear. Whatever you do, whether it's the education of your children, etc., understand what is what. And educate your children. Hey, this is something we are going to trust that person. The Vice Chancellor said this. We will just trust him and believe it. This is a fact. These are the courses you will study and this is what you will become. So, all that be clear. So, we know where there is risk, where there is no risk. Okay. So, Shastram says that, and so until I recognize that fact by exposing myself to the teaching, I have what is called ShraddHa in the Vedas. This word ShraddHa now comes in. ShraddHa. ShraddHa means what? ShraddHa is a belief pending verification. Please make a note. ShraddHa is also belief only. I have ShraddHa in this person, in the teacher. Means what? I know she will really help me. My life will be better when I associate myself with that teacher. So, ShraddHa. Belief here pending verification. Pending verification. Because statement of fact which is to be understood. Today I don't understand. But someday it is to be understood. Therefore, until that point, I keep having ShraddHa. I take what it says as true as long as it is not against my reason. Against my reason. That also we can add. It can't be against my reason. It can't be illogical. I may not understand something, but it can't be illogical. Okay. All this is a background here. So which means now, the Shastram is saying, the problem seems to be you, and so the solution also is you. The problem is me, the solution is me. A very popular statement. Problem is me, or problem is you, solution is you. This idea comes from this kind of vision. Only this vision can give you this kind of idea. Two kinds of problems are there. One is a problem where the solution is to be sought elsewhere, sought from outside. I am hungry. My stomach is hungry and I have to go to the market, get some vegetables, get it cooked and then consume that food. And the hunger is appeased. Problem is here, solution is out there. Okay. Now there is a different set of problems where the solution is to be sought within that so-called locus of the problem. That means within where the problem is seen, that is where the solution also is. So often this can be a case quite a bit. So we give the example of The jigsaw puzzle. Jigsaw puzzle means all these 500 pieces are there lying around, and one fine day the friends come over and it's Friday night, and what shall we do? And dinner is over, ice cream is over, then what? Now let's play, because tomorrow we don't have to go to office. So we can have a longer night, and we met after a long time. So let's play jigsaw puzzle. So the solution is sought within those pieces, and there is a joy in discovering that solution, that picture, the beautiful scenery that is there that you need to build. So example, where a problem and solution lie in the same locus. Same locus. Locus is an interesting word, which means in the same location. That is the meaning. So our Vedanta comes in that category where the solution is to be found where the problem is discovered. Okay. So then what is the journey? The problem is that I am not acceptable to myself. And Vedanta is going to show me what? That no, you are completely acceptable to yourself. That is the journey. The journey is going from non-acceptance, self-non-acceptance to self-acceptance. This is the journey in Vedanta. So if any of you is thinking Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is going to teach us how to levitate. If I close my eyes and think of Krishna, I will levitate. So if you have these kinds of ideas, now is a good time to correct those ideas. Our Shastram doesn't give too much importance for magical things, because our Rakshasas had better magical powers. The Rakshasas, Kara and Dushana, they confused Rama. So that magical power may amaze us, but it is not the end. We don't go after magical powers. This much, please make a note. Magic is always enticing. We always pay some money and look for a magician and go to magic shows. It's always beautiful. And we are awed by it. But never think that the important things in life don't put in the category of magic. This is my advice. Okay. And we need to say this in India, because all this magic, people are very much attracted to magic. And they think unless you get something out of your hands, you're nobody. You're not a spiritual guy. You may be spiritual, but you're not doing any magic. Come on, show me something. People want to see something. So that is not the category where Vedanta comes in. So that journey from non-acceptance to self-acceptance is the study that we are in. And that complete self-acceptance is called Moksha. Complete acceptance. This we will see what it means, etc. Has to be understood properly. And therefore, when somebody uses the word salvation for moksha, how can it be correct? Because now I will ask you, what is the definition? If you say salvation, I will ask you, what is the definition of salvation? Salvation is a noun form of the verb salvage, correct? Salvage. Salvage means what? So once in the US, my car met with an accident. Car got totaled and injury was sustained and had to be in the hospital, etc. for a month, etc. And then the insurance company said, we can't salvage your car. Means the car is gone. Not a single part is useful anymore. Not even the rear view mirror or something, some 5 rupiah, 10 rupiah, something. No, nothing can be salvaged. So salvation means the human being has to be salvaged. The human being is damaged, and something has to be done, some processing has to be done, and thereby that person can be salvaged completely. It's called salvation. And it's an English word, of course, and it refers to an idea, an Abrahamic idea of going to heaven, and there's a particular God who saves you. This idea of saving and salvation go together. So please keep that in mind. This salvation and saving go together, and that idea is brought about by these Abrahamic religions, Christianity, Islam, etc. Here we are not talking about saving an individual. Saving comes only when there is a real problem one is facing, and that real problem, some surgery has to be done, like the doctor does surgery in the hospital, and then something is set right. There is nothing to set right. That is the vision of the Vedanta. What separates me from that moksha is ignorance. Ignorance. Ignorance of what I really am. So please make a note. Therefore, we don't use the word salvation. At least in this course, we will not use that word. So we have to be careful when we use all these words. Once we know better about our dharma and other religions, we can't say that we can't willy-nilly use these words interchangeably, because these religions are different. And we don't need to assume that the other religion is like our religion. There's no need to assume like that. Better start with the assumption that everything is different. Okay. That is moksha, not salvation. And also, moksha then is what? Oh, is it freedom from artha and kama? You talked about artha and kama. Moksha means freedom from artha. Look, this body needs certain things to survive. Nobody can stop that. That is how the creation is. The stomach will get hungry. It will demand food. Food has to be provided. So the sustenance of the body needs many things. Whether one has moksha or not, the body needs to survive. Because moksha is not related to the body, remember. The body is not sad. The body is what it is. The sadness belongs to me. And we say mind. And nobody says the mind is sad, you are not sad. We don't say that. Although Vedanta will say that. I take myself to be the mind, that is why I suffer. And so we don't say moksha is freedom from artha and kama. The body will perspire when it is under the sun, hot sun. Nobody can stop that. And it's not comfortable, and one seeks a better place. All that is okay. But I am sad, I am depressed, I am finished. This idea, only a human being can have this idea, and that we are addressing. That is what we are addressing. And Shastram says there is really no cause for grief. Krishna opening statement of Krishna to Arjuna. In the second chapter, we will see there is no cause for grief. Arjuna is just grieving in the battlefield, completely sad and confused. And Krishna says, Arjuna, I applaud what you say, but really there is no reason for grieving. This is what Krishna says. Amazing. So, that is the thesis. The thesis is that now we have to understand what Vedanta is. We hear the word Vedanta, etc. And the word Vedanta I haven't described to you yet or defined to you yet. That particular teaching comes at the end of the Vedas. Means Vedas offers many things. It offers means to gain the artha and kama and dharma. And that's the majority of the Vedas, because the majority of the people seem to want that most of the time. And so the Vedas goes along with the person. Okay, you want more artha, no problem. Go ahead, be dharmic, gain punya, and then do these rituals. Do the Rajasuya Yajna, and then you can get greater Aishwaryam. If not in this life, next life you will be blessed with a lot of wealth. So all that the Vedas seems to be very attractive. That is why it is attractive. No, I don't want wealth. I want a child. I want a child. We have been trying and it's been 10 years and we have not got a child. Very sad situation. What seems to be natural to most people is not available for this person. And so the Veda says, okay, for that also I have a solution. And you do this yaga, this homa. It's called Putra Kameshti Homa, Yagam. And you do it properly, then you will have children. This is all part of the Artha, Kama, Dharma only. So the Vedas are filled with this, and it continues to remind us, be dharmic, satyam vada, dharmam chara, all that it says. And then finally, at the end of the Vedas, there is something called Upanishad. Upanishad. So if you ask what is Upanishad, Upanishad is a portion of the Vedas, which is a small portion compared to the rest of the Vedas, where this teaching is being given. When somebody says, no, all the things you have given me before, oh Vedas, is making me go round and round, I think it is enough. I think there is more. You teach me what that is. That is called Upanishad. This is what is being taught in the Kathopanishad, and the setting being the dialogue between the boy, 10-year-old boy Nachiketas, and who else but the Lord of Death, Yama. Yama attracts Nachiketa with so many things. Nachiketa says, it's all fine, you keep it, you keep them, I don't need it. This boy says, when Yama offers all this Aishwaryam, and you can be the Adhipati, you can be the entire world, you can be the leader, king of the entire world. And he says, if you're not happy with this, I will send you more stuff from heaven, in case you're not happy with the things on earth. And you know what? This Nachiketa says, Tavaiva Vahaha Tava Nritya Gite. This Yama had offered all these chariots, heavenly chariots, and Ramba and Uroshi also I will send you. And not only that, they will bring their own musical instruments also. Because, heavenly people means heavenly things have to come. They can't deal with our own cell phones and all that. So, this Yama offered all this. And Nachiketa says, this Vahaha, all this Vahanani, you sent all, you gave me all this heavenly chariots, and Nritya Gite, all this dance, people who dance, and all the singers and all you sent me, right? You offered me. Tavaiva Tishtatu. Tavaiva Tishtantu. Let them be yours, he says. My goodness, look at this boy. And let them be yours. You keep it. You need it, because a lot of people need it. You keep it. Keep it in reserve, so you can give it to all of them. This is called Viveka. Viveka means having recognized that none of these things will really keep me whole. really keep me whole. And Nachiketa prods Yama. Come on, come on. I asked you something. You're digressing. You're digressing. Nachiketa tells Yama, let's get back. Let's get back to what I asked you. So tell me more about Atma. Like that, he says. That is the journey we are in right now. Here. So, but we still need to understand Artha and Kama a little better. We're just beginning the analysis. The more we understand Artha and Kama, the more moksha will become clearer for us. Always the case. Because I am a desirer, finally. I am a desirer of so many things. Some people want less, some people want more. But in the end, I am a wanter, if I can use the word wanter. I'm a desirer. And so we need to analyze these desires properly. What exactly is a desire? We need to understand. So let's see. Let's give an example. I do not have desire for an object I already possess. Correct? I have a refrigerator at home. Nobody at home talks about buying another refrigerator. We buy so many things every day, but nobody said, please get me a refrigerator. The desire to buy a refrigerator has not arisen in my head. Correct? Because a good working refrigerator is there. If it gets spoiled, I may look for a repairman, etc. But there is no desire for an object that I already possess. Very simple fact. We understand that very well. And point number 1. My desire is always for an object I do not possess. That also is very obvious. And these parents complain about their children. Hardly 2 years since I bought the cell phone for this boy, and he's asking for the next. Amma, this is an old model. Old model. And so I want a new cell phone. So desire for something that I don't have. But mother keeps saying, no, you have a phone. Does it work or not? No, it works. What do you use the phone for? All these fundamental discussions happen between mother and son, and encouraging the child to think. What are you using the phone for? Etc. Anyway, I have a desire only for things I don't have. My refrigerator is empty, and so I need to get some vegetables, fruits, etc. I have a desire. The minute I stack all the vegetables in my refrigerator, my desire for these vegetables drops completely. There's no more desire. The desire will only slowly arise later. Correct? That also is very obvious. Third point is, I must know the object I desire. I must know the object I desire. It also seems obvious, Jaykumarji. What is this? I must know the object. Well enough. I must know whatever I'm buying, whatever I'm seeking, whatever I'm borrowing. I must know what it is. I have no use for an object that I either don't know what it is or don't really understand. The object is in front of me, but I don't understand what it is. Somebody the other day showed me something wrong like this. And I said, oh, is that an earphone? It's all closed and everything. They said, no. Then he said, that's a Bluetooth speaker. Bluetooth speaker. Then I looked around and then I said, oh, okay, speaker. It's a speaker, really. Small thing. This small little thing he kept in the hall and it gives such great sound. My goodness, I was so impressed just last week. And my goodness, this technology has come so much, so advanced. So just because the object is in front of me, I cannot desire it because I don't know what it is. But now he gives me a big lecture about this Bluetooth speaker. I see it working and I see it in 3-4 places and I see my friends having it. Now I have a desire to buy a Bluetooth speaker. Correct? Because now I know the object very well. So corollary to that, for number 4, an unknown object cannot create a desire in me. Same thing, same example. Unknown object cannot create a desire in me. So Swamiji example, Swamiji uses the word. Go ahead, tell me if you like Gagabugai or not. Tell me if you like Gagabugai. So then you will have to ask me. You'll have to ask me, wait a minute, what? What did you say? Gagabugai. Gagabugai. Didn't hear it properly? Once again, I will repeat it. Do you have a desire for Gagabugai? I make sure that you all heard it properly because there is also a doubt, no? Maybe it's something I didn't hear properly. No, I want to make sure you heard it properly. Please tell me, how does Gagabugai look? Please tell me, how did you like Gagabugai? Now you have to throw your hands up. No, I don't follow this. No, I can't answer that question because I don't know what Gagabugai is. You cannot have a desire. You can't even talk about something you have no idea about. You must know something. This is number 4. And then there is a 5th one also. 5th one is what? I know a lot of things in this world. A lot of things are there. But I don't desire all those things. Every known object, every known thing cannot become an object of my desire. Cannot become an object of my desire. So there is the shampoo advertisement, the TV, shampoo. So they show all these wonderful things on TV. And there is this person sitting in front of the TV. Person is absolutely disinterested in that advertisement. He switches. Why is that? Because the person is bald. You cannot convince a bald person to buy a shampoo called Heads and Shoulders. You can't. You can try your best. Or here, no. Patanjali has come up with some great shampoos. And I think we should support Patanjali. You stop buying all this, whatever other brands there are here, all this Hindustan Liver and all these things. You buy Patanjali's Kesh Kanti shampoo. Okay? And he is going to say what? He will look at you. He will tell you, what? Don't you see my head? Don't you see my head? Why do I need a shampoo? Yeah. So like this, there are so many things in this world for which we don't have a desire for. Just because there is something doesn't mean we have a desire for. That is why window shopping is a bit dangerous thing. That is why these stores have glass windows. I mean glass, whatever, walls. You know why they have glass walls? So that, see, you are just casually taking a stroll there. You don't want to buy anything, really speaking. But you look around. And then 10 minutes over, you're still standing there. You're still standing there 10 minutes. After some time, you enter the store. Kya baat hai? What happened? And I found some things that I never saw before. Some little, maybe a table lamp, an ornate table lamp. and costing a lot of money, my God. And now I walk out of the store spending 10,000 rupees. All because of this. A desire has arisen for what used to be an unknown object, and now it becomes a known object. And so this is a great marketing technique, because they know if you spend enough time on an object, the desire will come. And we need you to desire things. The economy, they say, runs on this. So I don't have a desire for an object I possess. I don't. I have a desire only for an object I do not possess. I must know the object I want or I will desire. An unknown object cannot make me desire, and all known objects need not create a desire in me. So these things we need to know. Why we say this? Because it gives us a clue. A clue that an object that I desire, if it is supposed to give me happiness, then why does that same object does not give ananda to the other person? That person rejects the same object. Reject. People give up the money they have earned. After so many years, they've earned so much money, then they start giving it up. Why? Why is it possible? How can you even think of that? So it gives us clues to the fact that perhaps these objects, they are welcome, they can make my life more comfortable, but I should not give a status to these objects, a status more than what it really has. Yeah, can you all hear me? Okay, good. And then there are things we do to make ourselves happy. We want our children to do certain things. All that is fine. Somebody who doesn't know needs to be guided. And but then we also say things like, for the sake of God, do this. For the sake of this, do that. For the sake of that, do this. Like that we say. So here we need to understand something. I'm going to take a few more minutes. Even when it comes to dharma, seva, helping others makes me happy. That is good. That's a noble thing to do. Better to be happy helping others than to try and be happy through other means. That's always good. And it is only the human being, it is there where I can be happy only when the other person is happy. This empathy is only there for the human being. Okay, animals may have that in some measure, maybe, but it's very much there in full measure in the human being. That is why in a tennis match, the top seeds are fighting like crazy on the court in Wimbledon, and the fight is going on, 2-setter, 3-setter, 4-setter, like that it's going. And finally, the winner is so happy that he won. He throws the racket out because now that's all history. Don't need a racket anymore. But then he walks towards his opponent and he hugs the opponent. And with a lot of love. There is no hatred there at that time. There is no anger. There is no prayer there. There is only love. You know why there is love? It is because this winner has been in the shoes of the other person before, knows what it is to lose a game, that to a top game like this, finals match. And the person can appreciate what the loser feels, how the loser feels. That empathy is there. Therefore, person hugs the person, because that sorrow is also not comfortable, not easy to see a person suffering. Even in a game like this, competitive game like this, it's not like this person is a homeless person and he needs help. So this particular phenomenon is there in human beings. And so we all have to inquire into this idea of this. I become happy when I possess something. I become happy when I get something. A person A makes me happy. All these ideas we need to inquire into, for which there is a beautiful Upanishad talks about it. I will mention it now. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, there is a story between Yajnavalkya and his two wives. It's already 7:37 here, so maybe I should continue it in the next class with this nice story in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, which will reveal to us the nature of our desires and what really causes the so-called ananda that we experience. Om Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Go Brahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasyashalini Desho Yam Kshobharahitaha Brahmanas Santu Nirbhayaha Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. So I will send you all the shlokas that we chant in the beginning of the class and towards the conclusion of the class, and so that all of us, especially those who don't know also, can join along. And I will also explain the meaning of all these shlokas. In time I will do all that, so that every class becomes even more meaningful. Good.